In the next few minutes, you will watch ordinary flights turn into chaos in seconds. This is a compilation of real incidents caught on camera. Sudden engine silence, unstable approaches, split-second errors, and more than one plane crash recorded as it happened. I will start each clip with the exact date and location so you know where you are and what you are seeing. And if an official report confirms the cause, I will state it clearly. Stay sharp, because the first warning sign is often easy to miss. Let's begin. On September 17, 2025, a Piper PA-28R R201T Turbo Arrow 3, registration November 47742, made a gear-up landing at Smyrna Airport in Smyrna, Tennessee. The airplane touched down with the landing gear retracted and slid to a stop. The National Transportation Safety Board listed the probable cause as the pilot's failure to extend the landing gear before landing. On October 17, 2009, a World War I-era Palin Avro 504K biplane, registration N4929, lost engine power shortly after takeoff during an airshow demonstration near Old Rhinebeck Airport in Rhinebeck, New York. The pilot made a forced landing into trees and was not injured. The National Transportation Safety Board determined the probable cause was a total loss of engine power due to the in-flight separation of number 3-cylinder valve rocker arm attachment hardware, with improper maintenance inspection as a contributing factor.
Uh-oh.
The exact date of this incident is unknown. An experimental Kitfox touched down on a snow-covered surface, the wheels dug into deep snow, and the aircraft decelerated almost instantly. The sudden slowdown caused the airplane to pitch forward and flip over onto its back. The likely cause was wheel penetration into soft snow, leading to a rapid nose-over during landing. On May 30, 2020, a Mooney M20K, registration Golf Oscar Sierra Uniform Sierra, suffered a baggage door detachment in flight near Membury Airfield in Berkshire, England, and the pilot made a successful emergency landing there. The door opened, separated, and wrapped around the right tailplane, and the Air Accidents Investigation Branch found the most likely cause was an incorrectly installed safety clip on the internal emergency handle, allowing the latch bolts to disengage.
we? There's a lot of loo, portable loos everywhere. We would have gone into the portable loo.
Fuck hell.
On July 26, 2025, American Airlines Flight 3023, a Boeing 737 MAX 8, aborted its takeoff at Denver International Airport in Denver, Colorado. The Federal Aviation Administration said the crew reported a possible landing gear incident and passengers evacuated onto the runway using emergency slides. One person was taken to a hospital with minor injuries.
You okay? No, he's not.
You're right. Leave room for the fire truck. Watch out for the fire truck. Everybody, remain calm. Fire's here. Fire's here. Everybody head towards the east side of the runway, please. East side of the runway.
On November 17, 2019, a Piper PA-28R Arrow, registration November 3206 Romeo, struck a billboard and crashed about 2,200 feet southwest of Ogden-Hinckley Airport in Ogden, Utah, seriously injuring both occupants. The National Transportation Safety Board found the probable cause was the flight instructor's failure to raise the landing gear using the alternate system, which reduced climb performance and led to impact with an obstacle, with the instructor's lack of understanding of the backup landing gear extender system as a contributing factor. In autumn 2018, this Schleicher ASW-15 suffered a launch interruption, and the pilot attempted a low-altitude turnback. The turn deteriorated quickly, and the glider ended up in a hedge. The video was published later so others can learn how unforgiving a turnback can be when you're too low.
Grande malheur. Grande malheur.
On June 19, 2023, after a cross-country flight east toward the Leipzig area, the thermals suddenly died on the return route over the Harz Mountains, and the pilot of an LS-4 was forced to land off-airfield in an unsuitable field. From altitude, the field looked recently cut, but the grass was actually very tall, nearly up to the wings, which could have caused a ground loop or damage to the glider. The key lesson is to fly less optimistically, leave weak areas earlier, judge field surface conditions accurately, and avoid adding risk with aggressive spoiler use while turning close to the ground. On September 11, 2021, a Beechcraft Beech 18S, registration Foxtrot Alpha Zulu Echo Juliet, was departing Melun-Villaroche Aerodrome, LFPM, near Montereau-sur-Lézard, Seine-et-Marne, France, during the Air Legend Air Show, with a pilot and a safety pilot on board. During rotation, the aircraft became destabilized, the safety pilot rejected the takeoff, and the airplane veered off the runway and came to rest beyond the air show public area. No one was injured. The BEA found the loss of control was likely driven by wake vortices and propeller wash from the 7T6 aircraft ahead, combined with a tailwind component.
Il leur fallait des hydravions, des machines capables de surveiller les étendues du Pacifique. Oh là, j'aime pas ça, j'aime pas ça.
Get along. Get him, little dog.
Sécurité tout de suite,
Better be on your way. Get along,
il n'y a pas de casse.
little dog. And it
Il l'a perdu au décollage, ça arrive, l'avion est un Beech.
On December 9, 2025, a Russian Air Force Antonov An-22 military transport aircraft crashed into the Uvodskoye Reservoir in Ivanovo Oblast, near the village of Ivankovo. Surveillance footage shows the aircraft breaking apart in midair before it hit the water, and investigators said the entire crew was killed. The cause of the crash has not been officially determined yet, and a government investigation is ongoing.
Hit it. It's going into the water. It's going into the water. It's going into the water, guys. Oh, dude.
On July 22, 2022, at about 1:30 p.m. local time, a Piper J3C-65 Cub, registration November 3666 Kilo, ditched in the ocean just south of the Huntington Beach Pier in Huntington Beach, California, while towing an advertising banner. The pilot received minor injuries. The National Transportation Safety Board determined the engine lost power due to fuel starvation caused by mismanagement of the available fuel and a delayed fuel tank switch at an altitude too low for recovery. On September 7, 2019, at about 2:40 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, a Bellanca 7G CBC Citabria, registration November 5502 Sierra, crashed near Carpenter, Wyoming, and the pilot was fatally injured. Investigators found no mechanical problem that would have prevented normal operation. The National Transportation Safety Board determined the probable cause was the pilot exceeding the critical angle of attack during the initial climb after takeoff, resulting in an aerodynamic stall and loss of control at an altitude too low for recovery. On October 20th, 2019, at about 8:45 a.m. local time, a Piper PA-24, registration November 7742 Papa, crashed during takeoff near Angel Fire, New Mexico, and was substantially damaged. The pilot and passenger were killed. The National Transportation Safety Board determined the probable cause was degraded aircraft performance due to high-density altitude and gusting winds, which left the airplane unable to maintain altitude in the initial climb. Contributing factors included the pilot's lack of high-altitude experience and the decision to depart in those conditions.
Out! There's nothing I can do. What?
Get in there and shoot that puppy.
Is there any more?
On October 12, 2018, a Cirrus SR-22, registration November 729 Tango Golf, suffered a partial loss of engine power shortly after takeoff from Midland Air Park in Midland, Texas. The pilot deployed the aircraft parachute system, and the airplane descended into a parking lot and struck a parked vehicle. Both occupants had minor injuries. The National Transportation Safety Board listed the probable cause as loss of engine power due to excessive fuel flow. On May 9, 2020, at about 1:19 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, a Bellanca 8G CBC Scout, registration November 4116 Yankee, crashed at Byron Airport, Charlie 83, in Byron, California, while towing a Schweitzer SGS 1-26E glider. The tow pilot was fatally injured, and the glider pilot released and landed safely. The NTSB found the probable cause was the tow pilot's loss of control after the glider climbed too high behind the tow plane, lifting the tail and pitching the tow plane nose down at low altitude, with the glider pilot distracted by an open canopy.